Good morning, Christ community. I wanted to just keep contact with you, just keep in communication with you about things that are going on and things that I'm thinking about for you and for the church and even for the Great Commission as a whole. And obviously, you don't need me to tell you, we are bombarded with the news that this is unprecedented, that these are challenging times for us, and it's challenging times for local businesses, it's challenging times for corporations, it's challenging times for churches, it's challenging for individuals. We're all kind of thrown off of our normal rhythms and routines, and it's really easy to feel sort of out of sorts, and we really don't know what to do and how to respond. And a thought occurred to me yesterday. I just kept thinking of, I can't wait till this is over. I can't wait till, we can go out in public and go to restaurants, and I can't wait till we can meet together as a church again, and we can have small group in our home and have the college students over, and I realized the thought came to me that God is under no obligation to make things be the way they were before the virus. He's under no obligation to do that whatsoever. And yet at the same time, God has promised certain things that are guaranteed. Number one, God has guaranteed that He will provide all that we need through Christ to sustain us through the trials that we endure. That God has promised. He has guaranteed that He will do that He will give us and supply to us everything we need through His Son to have peace that surpasses comprehension and joy that defies explanation. And that can happen only as we seek our delight and joy and our comfort and our rest in Jesus Christ, who has all authority in heaven and on earth. And so I just want to encourage you, church, that I know many of you are hit in really challenging ways. Some of you, your work and your finances are being and will be increasingly affected by this. And there's really we just face so many challenges. And so I just want to encourage you all the more to cling to Christ, to hope in Him, because God promises, He does guarantee that He will sustain us through our trials. The second thing that I thought of was that although God is under no obligation to make things be the way they were before the virus, He has absolutely guaranteed and promised that one day He will make all things be the way they were, as they were in the garden at the beginning before the fall. Right? God has promised that paradise will come again. God has promised that the restoration of all things will come. God has promised that times of refreshing will come. Matthew 19:28, Christ says that the whole earth will be regenerated and renewed and refurbished, and one day we will live on this planet, and there will be no viruses, and there will be no diseases, and there will be no war, and there will be no bloodshed, and all things will be as they ought to be, and Christ will be the King at the center of all of it. I can't help but reflect on Daniel 7, verses 13 and 14, which I'm going to preach on this Sunday, and I can't wait for that. But it describes the kingdom of Jesus Christ, the Son of Man, and Daniel sees this vision in the future taking place, and he says, I was looking in the visions of the night, and behold, with the clouds of heaven, one like a son of man was coming, and he came up to the Ancient of Days, and to him was presented dominion, majesty, and a kingdom, and all the peoples, nations, and tongues shall serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which will not pass away, and his kingdom is one which will not be destroyed. That's the future. That's what's going to happen. That is certain. And God guarantees, promises, reassures us over and over again that one day He will make all things be the way they ought to be. What a great reality for us. And I did want to say one other thing too, just to encourage you. The building in which we meet is completely empty. And what that means is that the regular giving of God's finances to support and strengthen the Great Commission work, that means that doesn't get to be a part of our worship on a Sunday morning. And so I just want to encourage you. It always feels kind of dicey talking about finances, talking about money, but it shouldn't be. This is a means that God has given to advance the Great Commission. And so I just want to encourage you to be sure that you are still faithful to continue to give. We have missionaries all over the world who absolutely depend upon your thoughtful, caring, Christ-exalting support of their of their ministries to reach the ends of the earth with the gospel. We're reading the book of Acts as a family, and I'm making the girls recite Acts 1:8, that you will be my witnesses both in Jerusalem and Judea and Samaria and even to the remotest parts of the earth. And so I just want to encourage you to continue to give faithfully, even though we're not physically there to do that in person on a Sunday morning. Because again, God has ordained that the Great Commission would advance through the loving sacrificial gifts of his people. And so I just want to remind you that giving can be done online. All you have to do is go to our website, ccbiblechurch.com. There's a tab there for giving. Click on that, and it takes you to a really easy page where you can give at once or you can give monthly. In fact, I would encourage you to just sign up for a monthly giving opportunity. That's a really great way to minister during this time. And that could be really easy to do it that way, to just sign up for monthly giving. Also, you can text the church number. The church number is 877-261-7020. So you can text that number, 877-261-7020, and you can text that number with just the words give, and sent back to you will be a link to the website where you can give right then and there from your phone. So we're just trying to make it as easy as possible. Again, we're not after your money as a means, as an end in itself. We're after sacrificial giving as a means to advancing the Great Commission in the world. So again, your missionaries need you. This local ministry, this city needs you, and this is one way you can be a part. Okay, so more videos to come, more updates to come. The elders love you, we care for you, and we are praying for you. Please do not hesitate to let us know how we can care for you in particular ways. Also, keep an ear out for opportunities coming to connect with one another in strategic digital ways that we can stay connected as a church. Okay, thank you so much, and I'll be in touch.